Hello, my name is Niobe, and today I want to talk about healthy lifestyles. What is a healthy lifestyle? A healthy lifestyle is when it is able to improve someone's health and their well being. In a healthy lifestyle, we need to be able to balance what we eat, how we exercise, when do we rest, and our own mental health. Exercising is one of many factors that keeps our lives balanced. Here, I will talk about the squat. Now, there are many ways to do the squat, but right now I will explain to you how to do the basic squat. First, you need to stand up, then have your feet a shoulder width apart, and then your hips, knees, and toes should be facing forward. Then, you bend your knees and have your lower back look like it's about to sit. Make sure your knees are behind the toes and the weight you are to put on your heels. Stand up and repeat. What muscles are used when you are doing squats? The muscles that work are the thigh muscles, which are the quadriceps, hamstrings, and outer thighs, then the glutes, and the core muscles. When exercising the squat, you need protein. Proteins are nutrients that contain nitrogen as well as carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen, and can be found in meat, fish, eggs, and poultry. The protein is actually a type of nutrient. Nutrients are substances from food that provides raw materials and energy that is essential to the body. When doing certain activities, we are in need of different types of nutrients. For example, when doing exercises, we might need more energy. The body produces energy by using carbohydrates. Those carbohydrates came from things like bread and rice. And to manage those foods, we have something called a food guideline. Food guidelines help people make healthy food decisions, and for everybody, it may be different. Now that we know what food to eat, it raises a question. How does the body actually turns the food into the nutrients that we needed? The system that breaks down food into nutrients is called the digestive system. The organs that include in the system are the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and the big intestine. There are 5 phases of digestion. The first is ingestion, the second is movement, the third is mechanical and chemical digestion, the fourth is absorption, and the fifth is extermination. First, the mouth chews and breaks down the food using the teeth and the saliva to break down the starch. Then it goes down on the esophagus, a very long muscle that slowly moves the food from the mouth into the stomach. Then, in the stomach, they start to chemically digest and break down the chyme, which is the food that is already chewed. Then after that, it went through the small intestine to be absorbed of the nutrients. After that, they go through the big intestine, which absorbs the rest of the nutrients, and water. Other than the digestive system, there are other systems working in the body, like for example, the respiratory system and the excretory system. Those muscles in your bodies are created out of tissue, and those tissues are created by cells. And those cells need to do something called cellular respiration. That is when oxygen reacts with the carbohydrates in the cell, making it release energy in form of ATP. But where do they exactly get this oxygen? Well, they take those oxygen from the blood. But where does the blood take the oxygen from? Well, there's a system for that. The respiratory system is when the animals are moving the oxygen into the body tissues and remove the carbon dioxides that are left from the cells. The organs that are part of the respiratory system is the nose, the trachea, the bronchi, the bronchioles, and the alveoli. First, you inhale the air through your nose or mouth. Then it will be filtered and goes down the trachea to the bronchial tube and then separates into 2 tubes which are called bronchioles. Then the air goes into the little sacs called alveoli, where it was surrounded by mesh and tiny blood cells. Then gas exchange happened. This is when the oxygen from the alveoli was transferred into the blood cells. Then the blood is pumped around the body to give the other cells in the tissue the oxygen they need to do cellular respiration. When explaining the respiratory system, I said that the respiratory system helps remove carbon dioxide from the cells. Now, what do they do to these carbon dioxides or other wastes that are there throughout the body? The excretory system is responsible for these things. The excretory system collects waste from cells and removes them from the body. The organs in this system includes kidneys, uterus, urinary bladder, urethra, lungs, skin, and liver. There are 3 steps of filtration. The first is filtration, the second is reabsorption, and the third is augmentation. Filtration is when waste is filtered out of the blood cells in the glomerulus and creates primary urine. Primary urine is urine that still contains things that the body still needs, like amino acid, glucose, and more. Next is reabsorption, where it reabsorbs the substances that is still needed in the body to the blood cells. It takes place in the proximal tubule loop of Henle to the distal tubule. The third step is augmentation. The secondary urine is collected in the collecting ducts and produces final urine containing urobilin, water, urea, ammonia, mineral salt, and excess materials or substances. The lungs remove carbon dioxide and water from the lungs. The skin, sweat glands that produce precipitation containing urea and water. And the liver breaks down many things, including protein, which creates the urea. Because to have a healthy and balanced lifestyle requires balance, that means with all the activity you've done for the day, you must remember that you need to rest. It is important to take a rest. Do not overwork yourself. Resting helps the body relax and let go of the stress you've had for the day. Sleeping is a type of resting. The amount of sleep that you need differs from your age. So if you were to be younger, you need more hours of sleep than an average adult. While the average adult actually needed at least 8 hours of sleep a day. Resting also helps you recover your mood. That is why we need to keep our mental health positive. Mental health is important to a healthy lifestyle since it includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects what we do, how we think, and how we feel. It is very important to keep your mental health positive, but over the course of your life, you might experience a few issues that directly impacts your mental health. It can be a result of biological factors like the brain or the genes in your body, your life experiences, maybe trauma or abuse that you've had in your early life, or your family history of mental problems. You might know a mental problem mostly in the form of depression, but here are early warning signs that you might not have a good mental health. You may be eating or sleeping too much, either too much or too little, pulling away from people that you like, basically isolating yourself, feeling numb or like nothing matters, experience severe mood swings and snap at your friends for nothing, hearing voices, or thinking of harming yourself and others. But remember, positive mental health is really, really essential to your life. It drives what you do and how you act or react. A positive mental health makes you realize your full potential, cope with the stresses of your life, work productively, and make meaningful contribution to your community. To maintain a positive mental health, here are the few things that you could do. First, you need to get professional help if you needed it. Then you need to connect with others, always stay positive, getting physically active, helping others, getting through enough sleep, and develop coping skills. So now that we know what a healthy lifestyle is, we know that the healthy lifestyle is one where we can balance the nutrition that we eat, the workouts that we do, when to rest and how long, and how to manage and keep our positive mental health. We also learned about the systems that are in our bodies and how they work. I hope this video helps you in building and creating a balanced and healthy lifestyle.